like psychedelic Buddhism. It's
Okay.
not, I'm not aware of many Buddhist cultures who have overt or explicit uses of psychedelics. There's a couple instances, and famously in the 70s in the States, there's a ton of that. Those two really merged with people like Timothy Leary or Ram Dass or many more. But um, one of the things across consciousness, across studies of mind, are these traditions that pop up. And for instance, just like feel your feels. Pay attention to sensations as they arise and don't try and resist them. On the face of it, it's so simple, but if anyone has ever made a concerted effort to practice this, if you've ever tried to sit still for an hour and allow what comes up to flow through you, it turns out there's some skill or craft or art to it. And for me, I've been amazed to find how directly, like one for one, the teachings of Buddhism apply or appeal or like are appealing during psychedelic journeys. So for me, it's indistinguishable. I think I would say I'm a Buddhist first and a psychedelic like practitioner or like psychonaut or lover of those medicinal spaces. And it's all informed by Buddhism. So like whenever I'm thinking about integration or preparation, I'm literally just thinking of like the main teachings of Buddhism. And so I might just highlight one because I think if a listener or for yourself was to take away anything, this was such a fine distinction. This was such a specific delineation that I did not notice for so long until Gil pointed it out. But it's the difference between bare attention and mindfulness. Are you familiar with those terms?
I've heard you speak about it. I've never heard it put in that way with that language, but yeah. But please, no,
Yeah,
go. Like, could you share a bit more?
yeah, for sure. So I think in the West, we've in recent years, and it's important to recognize that it is only recent. Like the first Buddhists really got to North America only like 60 or I guess like 70, 80 years ago. Like it's not that long. They've been very content to hang out mostly in the East and yeah, not bug anyone. So recently in our culture in North America and in like colonial descendants, we've adopted this notion of mindfulness. And I don't know about everyone listening, but for myself, when I first heard about mindfulness, I thought it was lighting incense and sitting down in stretchy pants on a comfy cushion and trying to breathe and just relax and melt and maybe play some like whale song in the background. And I think that's what mindfulness has come to mean for the average, like I'll say American or Westerner here, where unfortunately that is like this, the most superficial or face value version of mindfulness. Mindfulness actually means to attend to whatever is arising, regardless of if it's relaxation or stress, anger, arousal, the desire for violence. Maybe it's the explicit or like the very engaged participation with a sensual pleasure. You can be mindful of all those things. So to be mindful is a verb, but another important part that's missing. Because before you can witness a sensation, you must be aware that there is a sensation. And I wish somebody had told me this for years while I was meditating, because I was sitting there like trying to figure it out and I never knew if I was doing it right and I didn't get it. And at some point, someone was like, oh, by the way, you can practice noticing things. You can practice employing what's called, one name for it, it's a translation, but it's bare attention. Also, somewhat ironically, given what we've talking about, it can also be called naked awareness or simple awareness, or sorry, naked attention or bare attention. So, what is bare attention? Bare attention is the ability to detect changes in what you feel. And by you, I mean your mind, your brain, your heart, your physical body, your toes, your stomach, your spine. Maybe it's something just around your body. Maybe it feels like you have a sensory experience of a couple feet in either way. Maybe it's auditory. Maybe it's what it sounds like to hear things coming from a distance. Bare attention is noticing, identifying when a sensation is arising anywhere in your being. I think of it like a radar, a multi-dimensional radar. And wow, we can pay attention to like the world and I get to operate this radar. What a great toy. This is awesome. It's so cool. And so you can practice that. That's the one of the parts of meditation is to practice noticing, a sensation is arising. And then maybe you triangulate. Oh, and it's in my left thigh. And so bare attention is the first step, and it precedes the second step of meditation, which is of mindfulness. And mindfulness is directing the spotlight of your awareness to that sensation. So you've got a ping or a blip on your radar. You've figured out where it is, and now you're zooming in, or you're directing more attention to look closer at it. It's not just a blip anymore. It's something that you're inspecting or analyzing or at least witnessing. And so in this way, if you want to practice this kind of meditation, it's not the only kind of meditation, but it's one kind. I think generally this is referred to as vipassana, or for me, it comes from the Theravada Buddhist tradition. And it's called insight meditation. There's many different names. The names don't matter, but if you want to have a hyperlink to click and go down, if you want to practice this kind of meditation and just simply noticing, I'm feeling a thing, and that thing is over there. What? And then the next step, what is it like to feel this thing? Am I excited? Do I resist it? Does it feel warm? Does it have a texture? Is there a sound? Those two things for me are like endless in their possibilities of discovery and connection.
Hey, welcome to Today Dreamer, a podcast and YouTube channel where we explore the interplay between inner and outer work, and we look at what cultivating the practice of presence within our lives feels and looks like once we clear the mind and open the heart. So this is just a short clip from a full podcast episode, which I'll leave a link to around here somewhere. And if you'd like to check out the whole catalogue of episodes along with guided meditations and what I have on offer, please head over to todaydreamer.com and have a peek. Also, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and click the little notification bell so you don't miss any of the good stuff to come.